Hi, I'm Debbie House, Editor-in-Chief of Retail TouchPoints, and I'm here today with Craig Wax, who's the CEO of Invodo, and then Rich Last, who is, I have to read this, Rich, you're the founder and Senior Director, Global Digital Retailing Research Center at the University of North Texas. So welcome. That's a nice long title. So we're here today to talk about a unique program and a unique project that involves the University of North Texas. You guys have put together what we're calling a think tank, and I'm going to ask you, Rich, to tell us a little bit about that. But I think one of the key points here is that the University of North Texas is currently the only university in the country offering a degree in digital retail.
That's correct. That's correct.
So maybe you can fill us in a little bit on how that's all occurred and what the role of the think tank is, and give us a little bit of background on yourself as well, because you have a great
let me start
background.
with a little bit of background. So I spent a lot of years at Penney, and in 1994 founded jcpenney.com, the first department store online, and grew it to $1 billion business by 2005. The first apparel or home furnishings business to achieve $1 billion, and it was about $1.5 billion by 2007. At around the same time, I got very involved in the e-commerce and digital retailing industry, and served on the board of Shop.org for many years, eventually as vice chairman, and then as chairman for about 5 or 6 years, and now chairman emeritus. And in addition to my involvement with Shop.org, I joined the Board of Governors at the University of North Texas College of Merchandising. And while on that board, I put together an ad hoc committee to look at what was a fledgling e-merchandising degree, if you will, and how to build an end-to-end digital retailing degree program and a research center.
And that was around what year?
That was around 2008 or 9 or so when I joined the Board of Governors. And so I helped the dean of the college build a business plan for the launch of a center, while at the same time building the degree program. And the dean went through the process of getting all the necessary approvals of the plan, and we launched the research center in spring of 2011. Okay, and the true mission of the center is to advance the digital retailing industry through collaboration between academia and industry. And we have 4 pillars or 4 goals. One is around discovery or research. The second one is around objective thought or disseminating information. The third one is talent development. And the fourth one is awards of distinction in the industry. So when it comes to the areas of research and the areas of objective thought and disseminating information, we realize that the center needs the industry perspective to make sure that the research that's being conducted is helping the retailers solve their issues, the problems, and looking out in the future.
And also help the students who are thinking about a career in retail. Right?
So we decided to establish an industry think tank with 10 thought leaders in our digital retailing industry to really help us determine what are the research priorities, what should we focus on, who should be our industry experts who come speak to the students and help on the talent development side, what are the positions that retailers will need and the skill sets that retailers will need, and then develop both the center research activities and the curriculum based on input from the industry.
So Craig, I think that's where you come in, and maybe you can fill us in on how you got involved in it.
Sure. Well, thank you. It's great to be here talking about the University of North Texas because, as Rich mentioned and you highlighted, it is the one university really worldwide that offers this degree in digital retailing. As we all know, especially here at this conference, that is a huge booming opportunity. And so I joined the Board of Governors of UNT a couple years ago, and the reason why I did that was because I felt that what UNT was doing was super important to the retail industry, particularly from the digital perspective. And when the think tank was put together, I was asked to participate, and I gladly agreed to do that because I do think that for any academic endeavor to truly have its full impact, there needs to be practical applicability out in industry. And I think UNT has the foresight to make sure out of the gates that we're going to be focused on things that industry really cares about. So for example, one of the things at Invodo that we see is that when e-commerce first started, there was the question of how can we create these experiences online that people are used to having in store. With technology, we're now able to do so many interesting things online that the reverse is happening. People are starting to ask, well, what can we do to bring some of those online experiences back in store? And the opportunities there are almost endless. And I think one of the things that the think tank will be able to do is to provide guidance on what types of things should get the most focus. So for example, how do you bring the rich media experience that people are starting to have online through video and spin photography and walkthroughs into stores to where people, when they're shopping in stores, don't feel like their experience is secondary because some of that content isn't available? And what type of content can have the most impact for certain types of products and certain types or stages of the customer journey? And those are the types of things that I think will be really interesting for the think tank to focus on, and for researchers and academia who have particular interests to come in and really get answers to those questions.
And it's such a great opportunity for both the industry and the students because you're going to learn from each other, and we're going to have more productive employees and executives out in the workforce. And you're starting to graduate students from the program this year, or the last few years you've started graduating?
We started graduating students from the program about 2 years ago. When we started, when I started, I should say, teaching, we had 18 students majoring in digital retailing. Today we're up to about 150. A lot of them are also dual majoring, which is interesting. So they'll study, for example, merchandising and digital retailing, or marketing and digital retailing. And we encourage that dual major, both for themselves and again, the talent development that the industry is looking for.
And just finally, I want to congratulate you and on behalf of your students because they won some awards that were presented at the NRF Gala last night. So you're doing great work with them.
Thank you very much. We were the only university with students who were finalists in both the NRF Student Challenge and the NRF Next Generation Scholarship.
Congratulations to you and your students, and thanks to both of you for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of the show.